Again, thank you so much for coming this morning for this announcement, and it is now my pleasure to introduce Ulster County Executive Mike Hine, accompanied by New York City DEP Commissioner Carter Strickland.
Good morning, everyone. Anybody wondering why we brought you here? Ladies and gentlemen, today has the potential to become a remarkable, historic, and even transformational day for the people of Ulster County. And as I stand here with Commissioner Carter Strickland of the New York City DEP, I believe the opportunity exists to accomplish something extraordinary for both the citizens of Ulster County and for all New Yorkers for generations to come. And it is precisely because of the extremely positive nature of today's announcement that we are once again reminded of how complex the relationship is between the people of Ulster County and the government of New York City. On one hand, our proximity to one of the greatest cities on the planet is undoubtedly a positive underlying economic engine for many sectors of our local economy. In fact, Ulster County's location near New York's world-renowned financial, cultural, medical, and educational centers provides our citizens with countless resources. But on the other hand, we must also collectively acknowledge the long-standing and very serious areas of disagreement between the DEP and we, the people of Ulster County. And in those areas, my administration will continue to advocate for change. But as responsible leaders, it is our obligation not only to understand this unique dynamic, but also to identify those valuable moments in which the best interests of the people of Ulster County completely align with the best interests of the people of New York City. And it is in those specific moments that it's incumbent upon both governments to set aside our respective disagreements and instead work together for the betterment of our constituents. Ladies and gentlemen, right now is exactly one of those moments. And so as vocal as we are when we disagree on important issues like the FAD and the consent order, I must also recognize, acknowledge, and thank Commissioner Strickland and his entire team for making today's event possible. And so with that, I am pleased to announce an historic, multi-million-dollar agreement in principle between the County of Ulster and the City of New York, a comprehensive plan to build a world-class rail trail adjacent to the Ashokan River on Ashokan Reservoir on DEP property. And it's important to note, the dollars provided by the DEP are available to build this trail project only. So yes, today's announcement will help the people of Ulster County take yet another major step towards the creation of a one-of-a-kind tourist destination, an extraordinary rail trail that connects the breathtaking Ashokan Reservoir with the wildly popular walkway over the Hudson and beyond. We're talking about a segmented plan with rail trail from Kingston to Boyceville and a tourist railroad to the west. In the end, the rail trail at the Ashokan will become part of the largest interconnected rail trail system in the state of New York, with easy access for over 22 million people through Metro North as well as 3 New York State Thruway exits. And even more important to me as the county executive of Ulster County, it will have enormous positive impacts on recreational opportunities for the people of Ulster County. It will also positively impact public health and quality of life issues for the people of Ulster County. And last but definitely not least, it will provide an unprecedented boost to our $475 million tourism sector, creating more jobs and in the end, helping property taxpayers right here in Ulster County. Now, today's agreement represents an important step and covers multiple exciting areas. First, the New York City DEP is committing $2 $2.5 million to help create the rail trail along the entire The rail trail we are talking about will span the entire north shore of the Ashokan Reservoir. And it is, yes. It's also worth noting that this represents the first time in over 100 years that the people of Ulster County and all the people of New York will have unimpeded access to the breathtaking views along the entire 11-mile north shore of the Ashokan Reservoir. Now, on top of this $2.5 million, the DEP has also agreed to advocate for additional funding to further enhance this project. And as part of the agreement, the DEP will construct and maintain multiple public access points referred to as trailheads. These trailheads will include greatly enhanced public parking, sanitary facilities, information kiosks, and other amenities jointly agreed upon by the county and the DEP. It's important to note this work is above and beyond the $2.5 million commitment. They have also agreed to consider additional entry points to the rail trail for bikes and pedestrians that won't require extra parking or other related facilities, and to further enhance this initiative and also greatly improve linkage of both the north and south shores of the Ashokan. The DEP has agreed to add a separate bike lane for walking and biking, widening the dividing rear And in what represents a much appreciated and significant shift in DE policy at the Ashokan, the 11.5 miles of rail trail and trailheads will become available for the public to enjoy from dusk till dawn throughout the entire year without permit or fee. With this plan, the entire rail trail will become available for walking, running, biking, cross-country skiing, snowshoeing, and other non-motorized uses, as well as dogs on leashes. And although the surfacing of the rail trail is yet to be determined, both my administration and the DEP are extremely sensitive to the importance of full access for everyone. So accommodations for motorized devices for persons with disabilities will clearly be designed into this project. I'm also pleased to report that the rail trail will be made available for special events like fundraising walks and runs. And it's my great hope this will help community organizations raise critical dollars for a wide range of worthy charitable causes. And because public access to the Ashokan Reservoir lands has the potential to provide significant economic, public health, and quality of life benefits, benefits that can only be realized if all New Yorkers are made aware of this amazing new treasure, there will be a multifaceted joint marketing effort to promote this rail trail to millions of potential tourists throughout the metro New York area, as well as right here in Ulster County. Now, we will promote this location and develop interpretive signage and other critical information related to the unique history of the Ashokan Reservoir, the Catskill Park, and the Ulster and Delaware Railroad. You see, I firmly believe, no, please. In my business, not everybody always claps. You know, I firmly believe that the people of Ulster County deserve to have the best of both worlds. And with this segmented rail trail plan, we can have the best of both worlds. The people of Ulster County deserve a world-class interconnected rail trail system and all the positives that go with that. And the people of Ulster County also deserve a well-maintained, historic, railroad-based attraction that seamlessly connects to the rail trail west of the Ashokan. In fact, with this segmented plan, visitors and residents alike will have the unique opportunity to celebrate our rich railroad history on a concentrated and greatly enhanced railroad experience. And so I look forward to identifying responsible partners, both public and private, to help make this a reality. In fact, with this major advertising effort we've just outlined, combined with a world-class rail trail system, there will ultimately be more ridership opportunities for any rail operator than they have ever seen before. And so to further this cause, the DEP has provided a letter clearly detailing their support for the segmented rail trail plan with enhanced railroad to the west and a trail-only option along the Ashokan Reservoir. And I am also pleased to announce the environmental watchdog group Riverkeeper completely agrees. They are supporting this rail trail initiative because it will provide a much-needed additional environmentally sensitive economic development driver for the watershed communities in and around Ulster County. And even longtime legislator Wayne Harris, the former ranking member of Ulster County's Railroad Advisory Board, as well as a passionate supporter of railroad history, now strongly supports the segmented rail trail concept, seeing it as the perfect practical solution to ensure that railroads and rail trails can not only coexist, but that they can thrive. Now, this thoughtful plan has been attracting enthusiastic support at many levels. The $2.5 million from the DEP can now be combined with the $2 million previously dedicated by Governor Cuomo in this year's New York State budget. This $4.5 million total added to the groundswell of support from community groups and private philanthropic organizations has made now the perfect time to begin. This concept is already supported by existing Ulster County legislative policy, and my administration looks forward to working with the incoming county legislature to formalize an intermunicipal agreement that maximizes the success of this plan for years to come. And though it is our expectation that because of design, planning, and construction, this project will take between 2 and 3 years to complete, the fact remains the sooner we begin, the sooner this amazing resource will become available for all the people of Ulster County and all New Yorkers as well. And so, ladies and gentlemen, today, we, the people of Ulster County, take a major step towards a brighter future. With $2.5 million more to build the rail trail and DEP's commitment to help identify additional sources. We move forward with valuable trailheads to enhance public parking and other amenities to improve the visitor experience. We move forward with multiple access points and four-season usage for everyone, including those with mobility challenges, and with an added bike lane on the dividing wheel to improve safety, plus access for charitable events and an unprecedented marketing effort to help strengthen our economy. We move forward with a project that truly has the potential to transform. And so, yes, in those areas that the DEP and Ulster County disagree, we will continue to have conflict until we have change. But I am also proud to say that today is proof positive that it's possible for our respective governments to find important common ground and in the end deliver results for our citizens. And so as I stand here with Commissioner Strickland, I believe, just like countless others do, that we have a unique opportunity, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to do something extraordinary here, not just for the people of Ulster County today, but for the people of Ulster County and for all New Yorkers for generations to come. Thank you. gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to introduce the Commissioner of the New York City DEP, Carter Strickland.
Well, good morning, everyone. I can tell there's a lot of enthusiastic rail trail fans here. Excuse me. And I know that I see some friends in the audience from New Paltz, and I have to say I'm a heavy user of that New Paltz rail trail. So we know what the vision in the future will be. It exists in other parts of your county, Mike, and it's really a tremendous asset that you have. We're excited to work with Ulster County on this unique project. DEP has a very big presence in the watershed, of course, and I'd like to start not only by thanking County Executive Hein and your staff for reaching out to us early in the process to discuss the rail trail and how the city could contribute to its success, but I'd like to thank three of our most important watershed residents and DEP employees, Deputy Commissioner Paul Rush, Ira Stern, and Adam Bosch, who really helped. Let me repeat the lead because we're very excited about this. Today, DEP is announcing our commitment of $2.5 million to help Ulster County build the rail trail. In addition to that funding, DEP is committing to building and maintaining trailheads, including parking, sanitary facilities, and information kiosks at locations along the trail that will be determined during the design phase, of course, with a lot of public input. The Ulster County Rail Trail project has the potential to be transformative. About 11.5 miles of the trail runs through the water supply lands to the north of Ashokan Reservoir. You can see the proposed route right here, near Route 28. And I can tell you, having walked and undertaken recreational pursuits in and around Ashokan Reservoir, it's a beautiful area. It really is. And I hope you all get to see it soon. Of course, the Route 28 corridor is one of the gateways to the Catskills, one of the few gateways, and development of recreational resources there will attract thousands of visitors, athletic competitions, and community and charitable events to the region. This will bring more businesses to the restaurants and shops in the area and will bolster sales tax revenue, of course, for local governments. We will collaborate on marketing efforts. It always helps. We will collaborate on marketing efforts to draw visitors from across the Catskills, Hudson Valley, and of course New York City and beyond. We hope the city's commitment toward the rail trail will encourage others to contribute funds, expertise, and new ideas that will make it among the best outdoor recreational trails in the Northeast, if not the country. I think that's a real possibility. As the county executive mentioned, DEP is also committing today to connect the proposed trail with existing recreational trails around Ashokan Reservoir. We do have them. To achieve this, the city will establish a dedicated lane for recreational use when the dividing weir bridge across the reservoir is reconstructed. That project is tentatively scheduled for 2019. A lane across the dividing weir will allow walkers, joggers, cyclists, and other visitors to safely move between the proposed trail and two existing recreational paths at Ashokan Reservoir. I'm talking, of course, about the Frying Pan Trail along the reservoir's east basin and the Promenade Trail off Route 28A. A recent DEP survey conducted over a period of several months found that the Frying Pan and Promenade Trails already receive about 25,000 visitors each year. Connecting them to the proposed trail on the reservoir's north shore will create a unique network of recreational paths around Ashokan. Now, we're supporting this trail because it is compatible with and will enhance watershed protections. The proposed trail is located within a corridor that is important to our water supply system and watershed protection program. Ashokan was the city's first reservoir in the Catskills and remains one of our most important, providing about 40% of the 1.1 billion gallons of high-quality drinking water that are used each day by more than 9 million residents of the city and upstate communities, including High Falls and the village and town of New Paltz in Ulster County. By working closely with Ulster County, DEP will ensure that the trail will be built to the highest standards of water quality. It will be built for human-powered transportation, not rail. DEP will work with the county to identify a surface for the trail that maximizes accessibility without compromising water quality. And the construction will repair existing washouts along the corridor and fixing culverts to help control erosion. As the county develops the trail, DEP will continue its rigorous course of water quality testing to make sure none of the activities affects the water supply for half the population of New York State. Each year, we collect 20,000 water samples from more than 500 sites, and that's just in the watershed. There's an additional sampling program in the city. The watershed samples were analyzed about 225,000 times, and I'm happy to report that our water supply continues to be the cleanest and the safest in the world. This conceptual agreement is the latest development in DEP's longstanding commitment to developing economic opportunities in the watershed, including recreational uses and ecotourism that are compatible with watershed protection. Since 2003, we have more than doubled the amount of water supply lands that are open for low-impact recreation. Many of these lands and waters were previously off limits to the public, but they are now open to be used by our neighbors in the watershed and, of course, by visitors to the region. Currently, more than 118,000 acres of water supply property are open for recreation, and that includes about 85,000 acres of land and 33,000 acres of water. Since you're here, County Executive, we'll talk about Ulster County because you can brag to your constituents and take credit for 14,000 acres of water supply land that are now open just in your county for hiking, hunting, snowshoeing, and other activities. That includes 4,500 acres that can be accessed without a permit. And of course, the permit's not hard to get, folks. So if you go on our website, you've got one in your wallet, I have one in mine. You can go on our website and sign up for it. So access those other 10,000 acres. More than 2,700 fishermen have registered boats at Ashokan Reservoir and Roundout Reservoir, and the majority of them are Ulster County residents. Currently, 11 state-certified outdoor guides who live in Ulster County have signed up to participate in a new program that allows them to lead guided hikes, hunts, and fishing trips on city-owned land. The guides in Ulster County comprise nearly half of the businesses who signed up for the program, and we hope it has been a strong boost to their businesses. Recreational access has been enhanced thanks to groups who've stepped up to help the city along the way. Other counties, such as Delaware County, have helped us to build parking areas along newly opened properties. The success of our recreational boating program would have not have been possible without assistance from the Catskill Watershed Corporation, which has printed brochures, purchased boat racks, and done so much more. And groups like the Catskill Mountain Club and the New York, New Jersey Trail Conference have helped us create 4 new trails on city-owned land across the watershed. By opening more city-owned lands in the Catskills, DEP aims to promote tourism, public health, a better understanding of the New York City water supply, and an appreciation for the scenic beauty of this region, which really is spectacular. It's a jewel of the Northeast, and I think the country. And by working with Ulster County, DEP is confident that the rail trail project at Ashokan Reservoir will go a long way towards achieving those positive outcomes and many more.
Now, at this point, we'd like to open it up for any Q&A that you might have from the media. No answer. That's fantastic. Please.
I have a question.
Please,
in terms of the rail trail down in Lloyd, which you talked about the entering and being a part of the walkway
Sure.
in the Hudson. It goes through our town in Highland, and there's a part that they're having trouble funding, that western part. And I wondered how this will all help and affect that
Sure.
area.
First off, it's important to understand, I think just like as you connect two sides of our country many, many years ago, it's really important that we connect two incredible assets. First, the walkway over the Hudson, and now the Ashokan Reservoir. And finding a way to be able to connect those two is critically important. So much of that work is already being done. And whether it be connecting from New Paltz to Kingston, and that already exists because of the work of so many amazing people, many of whom are in this room. We also have the ability now to be able to understand what that means. The initial projections for walkway usage were 225,000 people, and that was the original number, and the first year totals were 1.2 million people. 1.2 million people. So we understand how popular and how utilized these facilities can be, both for people who live here and for visitors to our community. So we believe it's critically important. We're also working with the New York State DOT and the New York State DEC at identifying ways to be able to connect Lloyd to New Paltz, because we think that's a critical leg in this process.
Is there some funding available, do you know of?
There's always funding available. It's about finding it.
Mike, when is construction, for lack of a better phrase?
Well, I think it's important that we recognize this is a process. We're now going to work through design, that entire process. We're going to work with everybody on this to make sure that it's a success. We're going to work through the planning sections of this, make sure there's public input throughout this entire process, and then ultimately we'll go to construction. But my goal is to make sure that in 3 years we have a rail trail there for people to be able to use.
I understand the goal. Do we have a start date?
Well, I can't
I
start it
understand.
just yet.
Okay.
It's cold out there
What
right
do you,
now.
what's your fondest wish?
Again, that's where
3 months, 6
right
months?
now, we're talking about this from a conceptual perspective.
Conceptual.
And where we are moving forward, we believe that there's an opportunity. Obviously, there are hurdles to be able to move through.
Such as?
Well, again, we have to make sure that the county currently has a lease with a railroad operator. That's important to understand. We recognize that. We are working with them on whether it be easily or not easily. We are now in litigation at this moment, and that's a reality. Okay? I hope that we'll be able to identify a real solution. And whether it is with the current operator or another operator, we are committed to making sure that we have historic-based tourism railroad west of the Ashokan.
There were some major issues a year or two ago where you likened the DEP to a occupying nation.
Yeah, I really have a wayward words, don't I?
Is this agreement and project here a settlement for the lower Sopus issue and all those other things?
I think that's a great question. First off, nothing changes in those areas that we disagree. But it's important and incumbent upon government leaders to recognize that there are multiple areas. Sometimes there are areas which we are going to strongly disagree. Nothing has changed there. Our comments on the consent order, on the FAD, have all been very consistent on that. But it would be foolish to not understand that there are points where there is complete alignment for the betterment of both our citizens in Ulster County and the citizens of New York City, and in those areas, for us not to work together to identify solutions would be irresponsible.
So this
Thank you. We can, we're sophisticated operators, and I think we can walk and chew gum at the same time. So this is, we have our ecotourism development program, and certainly we've been funding that directly or indirectly for years. And then, of course, we're working out a consent order with the state, which people know about. Those commitments are separate. They are. But I do want to point out to folks that we have made a very significant commitment to transparency. And we have published, for example, and you can look on our website at release data that we do publish, both turbidity and volume. So you can make the decisions for yourself as you look at that data about what's happened over the last year and a half. I really hope, I'm knocking on real wood here, that we don't have another hurricane, because that was devastating for the watershed. It was, and look, there's limits to what you can do in those kind of situations, but so far so good. I think since Hurricane Irene, it's been a very good story.
So there's no strings attached with this thing?
No strings attached.
You've covered everything. That is remarkable. Okay? What I'll do at this point is we'll take questions from anybody else afterwards. Wanted to make sure we're respectful of the media's time. Thank you very much for coming. We're really excited about what this means going forward for the people of Ulster County. This is an opportunity to really, really do something transformational. And so again, thank you for coming, and we're very excited to get started. Thank you.
I